In today's video, gents, we're talking about daily distractions that pulverize, destroy, completely sink your productivity. And don't worry, because I'm also going to show you how to fix the problem. First up, we've got the biggest culprit, your phone. Now, the issue here is twofold. First up, you're with your phone all the time. I don't know about you, but my phone is pretty much my wallet. I've got it on me all the time. Now, the second issue is that this phone is actually designed to disturb us. From the ring, which I know many of you guys turn off, but guess what? It's going to vibrate. It's going to still grab your attention. And I know how sneaky these guys can be because I'm one of them. I'm an internet marketer. I've studied email open rates. I've studied ways in which I can reach out to people to grab their attention. Now, when it comes to phone calls, yeah, you can use caller ID. I know for me personally, I'm only going to answer a call if it's scheduled or if I know who the person is. Now, when it comes to email, I only try to check my email a couple times a day. Text messages, I know that this right now is basically, it's got a 95% open rate within the first few seconds, and it gets even worse with social media. So we used to just have Facebook, now we got Facebook Messenger jumping up and interrupting our day. We've got Instagram, we can't turn it off. So the best advice I can give you to defeating this daily distraction is to recognize it's an issue and then set up systems so you can defend yourself. So when I walk in my house, my charging station, the only charging station for our phones is right next to the door. The nice thing about this, I always know where my phone's at and it doesn't follow me around the house. It stays right there. The next tip to defend yourself is do not allow this thing in your room. So you want to have a proper alarm clock, not use the alarm clock on the phone. The issue is you're going to leave this on and you're going to get notifications through the night and it's going to end up waking you up. The next tip to defeat this distraction, turn on airplane mode. So turn it on airplane mode for an hour, then turn it on, see what you missed, catch up, and then turn it back on airplane mode so you can focus. And when you're going to sleep at night, I know many of you guys are still going to use this as an alarm. That's when you definitely want to turn on airplane mode. The next daily distraction that you need to avoid are time wasters. Time wasters are projects and sometimes people that are screaming for attention and provide little value. To avoid time wasters, I advise you leverage the priority matrix. So when you fill out the priority matrix, you want to focus in on the items up on top. These are the important things you need to get done. Some are going to be urgent, some are going to be non-urgent. What you want to avoid are the items down in the bottom. This is what you've got to be careful of. So this leads us to the question, how do you really become more productive? Well, gentlemen, my friend Thomas Frank over at Skillshare has covered this in his Productivity Masterclass. Thomas's class over at Skillshare, the sponsor of today's video, is broken up into about 10 parts. First up, we've got the intro, then we get into managing tasks, then he talks about the calendar, how to actually lay things out, then he gets into how to take proper notes, then how to organize your files. He gets into email, he talks about review days. Really, this is a course that you could take in a single day and start to see the results. Now, you may be thinking that's not enough, and that's why I love Skillshare. So when you become a member, guess what? You're going to get access to all of the courses out there. Gents, that's 28,000 courses in design, in business, in productivity, in anything that you want to learn, Skillshare has it. So let's say you're going through Thomas's course, you take the email section, and you're saying, I'd like a little bit more on email productivity. Well, guess what? Alexandra Samuel, she has this great course specifically on email productivity, how to work smarter with your inbox. Or maybe you need help with project management. Well, check out what Mickey Henderson has. In Mickey's class, she actually breaks out simple workflows that anybody can follow to get more things done in their day. So whether you just want to take a course on calligraphy because you find it interesting, or if you want to pick up business skills so you can better pay the bills, guys, you want to go check out Skillshare. It's less than $10 a month. It's dirt cheap, and I've got a deal for you. So down in the description, guys, I want you to join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare and use the link down there and get 2 months free. Now, these next 3 daily distractions, I'm going to combine under drug use. What am I talking about? Talking about nicotine. I'm talking about caffeine, and I am talking about sugar. So nicotine, you guys know, let's not smoke. It's not great for you, but it is something people get addicted to. And all of a sudden, they're having to take their smoke breaks. Anyone that is addicted, that has now gone to vaping, that's still addicted to actually this habit, you know how much of a distraction it can be, especially when you see someone else doing it and you want to go out and do it. But let's talk about caffeine. Okay. I am addicted to caffeine. If you've got to have that coffee, you want to see, how can I pull back? And this is something that is not easy because you can get a headache whenever you're trying to withdraw from this. But if you have to have your coffee, before you can be functional, think about that. You are addicted to it. And then let's talk about sugar. This one, in my opinion, is worse than all of them. Here's the reason why. Just look around in the United States. We've got this obesity epidemic. Much of it is tied to sugar, and people love their sugar. When you can break away from sugar and you don't have the highs and lows, you're not going to have the distractions that your mind just doesn't feel like it's in the right place. If you can break away from these addictions, all of a sudden you're going to be able to have a more straight, streamlined day, and you're going to be more productive. Next up, let's talk about overthinking. So analysis paralysis is a real thing, and it's something that we fall into, especially in this day and age of the internet. You could look up anything because we fear making the wrong decision. And that fear holds us back from making any decision, except the fact that sometimes, most of the time, you're going to have to make a decision without all the information available. But rest assured that you can take a step back and you can pivot, you can adjust. So don't let the inability to make a decision because you're so overwhelmed with information stop you from doing what needs to be done. Next up, we've got video games. Now, some of you guys are like, okay, come on, Antonio, don't even touch video games. And I get it, they've got a lot of positive benefits. But does it distract from you spending time with the people that matter in your life? I'm saying that there is a balance. If you find that you're not getting done what needs to get done, but you're, at some high level on one of those games, you may want to reevaluate your priorities. The next daily distraction I think you need to avoid, the news. And I know some of you guys are thinking, Antonio, what do you mean? Should I be ill-informed? Should I not know what's going on in the world? Let's look at what really the news is about. It's about putting out information that's going to scare you, that's going to grab your attention, that's going to help them get views and get traffic. I was looking at news stories, just counting 20 news stories, 19 out of 20 were negative, were bad. And the one that wasn't, it was actually kind of indifferent. It was just straight information. If you want to get an update daily, I do recommend find an email curator that simply is going to send you to your inbox once a day a list of what they consider to be the top 10 to 20 stories. I find that that's a pretty good source. Or find one news source that you will go to and will give you hopefully unbiased information. The next daily distraction that kills your productivity, unnecessary meetings. Now, I get it that most people can't tell their boss, I'm not showing up to today's meeting. But what you can tell your boss is the reality of the situation. You could say, you know what? I'm going to these meetings and I'm not getting much from them. I'm sitting there for about 2 hours. You want me to get this project completed. I feel that we're going to miss the deadline and it's because of these meetings. Would you rather me attend these meetings or get you the project done on time? He wants you to get that project done on time, and now he understands your situation. Unless you have an unreasonable boss, then I'm sorry. The next daily distraction, the voices in your head. And I'm not talking about the crazy voices. What I'm talking about are our own self-doubts, all the things that are going through our mind. Oftentimes, we are thinking about what's going to go later on today, and we're not there at the present moment. To quiet those voices, you need to practice quieting those voices. One of the best exercises is meditation. I'm talking meditate for 30 seconds. Can you do it? Try it. And if you can meditate for 30 seconds, then can you meditate for a minute, then for 2 minutes, then for 5 minutes? You can focus in on what needs to get done. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start to find yourself in the zone. The zone is that area where athletes, where productive workers are able to get to, and they're able to get an amazing amount done in a very short amount of time. The next daily distractions, snacking and hunger pains. Both of these take you away from your productivity, from getting done what you want to get done. Problem with snacking is all of a sudden you're typing with one hand, you're trying to get a snack, and you end up spilling and making a mess. Again, you're not focused. Hunger pains, all of a sudden your energy levels go down. How to solve this problem? Well, let's be old-fashioned and give yourself time to actually sit down and eat a meal 3 times a day. Maybe for you, it's 4 or 5 times a day, whatever it may be. Allot this time for you to take care of your body. So at this point, you are ready to destroy those daily distractions. You're ready to be more productive, but you're like, okay, I'm not organized at all. Well, check out this video right here, how to organize yourself in a single day. A great video, guys. I will link to it right down in the description.